So dear friends, welcome to today's session. In today's session, we will be looking at how to take input from a user in Java. So let us open a notepad and write down our program. So I'll create a class which is, let's say, input user. Okay, so then open braces, and I would also add the close braces, and I have created a class. Inside this class I will be writing down the main method, public static void main string args, and then again create the body of this main method. Now we have to understand that, okay, first of all let me write down that this is a program to display the user input in Java. So we have to understand that we will today we will be discussing about taking the input from the user using the scanner class. Okay, so now in order to take use the scanner class, we have to first of all create an object of the scanner class. Okay, scanner, yes, scanner. Let's say ob is equal to new. This we have already seen in our previous sessions, how to create an object, and we will also have an argument here which says that system.in. Okay, so now this scanner class, the scanner class will allow the user to take input from the console, and basically it belongs to the java.util package. So if we are using that java.util package, we also have to import that particular package. Okay, so import java.util, and under this I am also calling the scanner class. Okay, so this package, after we have imported this package, and this import package is same like the preprocessor directives which we use in C. So it will occupy the first line of the program. Okay, and it is used to read input of primitive types like int, double, long, short, float, and byte. And basically it is considered as one of the easiest way to read input in Java. Okay, this always has to be imported when we are using the scanner class, the util package under which the scanner is there. So next we will look at the methods of the scanner class. Okay, so we will see this within this particular program itself, and let's say first of all we are taking the input of the user as his or her name to system.out.println. so this is just a simple display statement that we have entered. Okay, let's say enter. Let us make it a little more formal. So please enter your name, then end the statement. Okay, now how do we actually take the input? Okay, so in order to take the input I have to use a variable, right? So I have to use a variable. Now what type of variable or what type of data type should the input variable be? It should essentially be string, right? So I will declare a string variable which is name is equal to, I will have to use the object of the scanner class, and then I will call a method. Okay, obj dot next method. Now this obj dot next method is basically used to take a string variable, to take a string value and store it under the variable name. Okay, so this name variable or name will be holding the value of the string, which will be actually given as an input to the user. Okay, we can also use next line, which is it will take the value from the next line, just like the println statement. So it will use it as the next line. Okay, so or we can say that let me use this next line. So I will also write it for what it stands, so that it is easier for you to understand later. So it advances the scanner to past the current line. So scanner will past the current line which is written. Okay, now after name, let us say I'm trying to enter the age. Okay, so age, essentially it should be an integer value. So I will be using an integer variable in order to store. Okay, before that, let me first print please enter your age. Okay, Control C or V. Please enter your age. So let's say I am using this age variable, so and it is of type int, so is equal to, again I will call a different method of the scanner class, which is next int. If you want to input a what do you call that, floating point variable, you can use next float. Okay, if you want to use byte as an input, you can use next byte, or if you want to have a double variable or double value as a value which is passed by the user, you can use next double here. So you can go on changing. There are a list of methods which you can use. However, today what we will be seeing is some of the very common ones. Okay, so int age. So this is basically in order to take a value or scan the next token of the input as an integer. Okay, it will scan the next input of the token as an integer value. Okay, so it will take only integer value and it will store it in the variable age. Now again, suppose I have to include a phone number. Okay, so phone number is a big number, so I will do system.out.println please enter your phone number. Okay, so phone number. For this, let me use a long variable. So let's say long PNO, phone number is equal to let me use the object again, obj dot next long. So likewise, you can go on using any data type you want with the obj object of the scanner class which you have created. And the next, say let me enter whether it is a male or a female user. So please enter your gender, right? So when I'm doing this, now gender can be male or female, so M or F. So if you want to include it as a male or a female, MALE or FEAMALE, you can use string. Otherwise, if you want to use just M or F, that means just one character, then what you can do is we use a character variable. Let's say gender is equal to obj dot next, and then you have to use another method which is char at 0. Now what is this char at 0 capable of doing? So it will be taking the value which is value from the input stream, which is basically at the position 0. So in case if you have a male, written in the string in the console, MALE written in the console, then you can simply then your program will simply take the first value of, or the first character of the male word. Okay, so this is the significance. If you want some any other character, then you can mention the position here. All right, so now what we can do is we will simply print all of these. Okay, so this will basically scan the character value at position 0. All right, now what I'll do is I will print all of them. Okay, system dot let's say character at position 0. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll print them. So system.out.println, so I'll just simply write it name followed by plus. Okay, then the name of the variable where the name has been the input has been saved, so I'll use it here, NAME. Then similarly I will be printing the other values. Okay, name, then what was the next one, the age. So age again will have a different variable here which I have used there, age. Okay, so next what we have is system.name age, and then we have his phone number, so phone number, and here again I'll use P and O. Now again the last one we have is gender, so I'll use this gender and the variable of the gender. Okay, so this is how we will be writing each one of them. So if you see this, that we are actually calling the method using the object. So it's a very classical example of your creation of a method and calling a particular method using an object. Now these methods are within the scanner class. Okay, so I'll just include some space into it so that it is easier for us to understand. Okay, so yes, now if you look into this, you will see that this scanner is under the java.util package, and we have to import this util package, all right at the beginning of the program, and then we can go on creating an object. Okay, sorry, I have created an obj object, so this should be the right one, obj. Yes, so now we have to create an object obj of the scanner class, and also use the input stream for the for this particular object. And once this object is created, we can go on calling the different methods which are available to us in order to take input from the user. Okay, so now let us save this particular program. So I have to save it using the same name as of that of my class. So input user.java, and I'll save it. Okay, now let me enter the use the command prompt or the terminal. So before we go ahead, I have to go to the respective folder where it is. CD op cd java programs, and then within this I have to now compile this particular program, java c input user dot java. So let us compile it. Okay, so there is an error which says that in line number 4, so here I have to end it using a semicolon, and then I'll have to, sorry, oh, it got cancelled out. So again I have to go to my respective folder, then Java C input user dot Java. So here, oh, because I have not yet saved it, this is the problem. Control S, yes. So here again I'll compile it. Okay, it is still showing me an error because here also after importing a particular package I have to put a semicolon. Okay, only after that my import is successful. Now let us see. Oh, sorry, I did not save it. Okay, well, okay, so now it is showing me no error. So likewise you can go on debugging. Okay, so whenever these are actually very good practice to, if you have errors in your program you will learn better, because it will actually help you in order to debug your program in a better way. All right, so next let me run the program. Input user. Okay, so the first prompt, it is saying, like in my program, what is the first prompt? It is giving me please enter your name. So let me enter my name as Rahul. Okay, then please enter your age. Let's say Rahul is 50 years. And then please enter your phone number. I'll give a long number as the phone number. Okay, then please enter your gender. Okay, let's say MELE. Now when you are getting the output, you are getting it as name Rahul, age 50, phone number this, and gender M. Now if you have seen in this particular prompt, when they are prompting me to enter the gender, I have entered male, right? Now what, because I have used character at 0, okay, this is the method which I have used, hence the first value of, or the first character of this particular string is taken into consideration and M is printed. Okay, so likewise you can go on experimenting with different types of methods which are available, like next short, next big integer, next boolean, next byte, next double. So these are some of the methods which are available, but here we have, what we have seen is some of the very commonly used methods in the Java programs. Okay, so this is all for today's session. We will be doing with some more experiments, more examples of these similar type in our subsequent sessions.